Welcome back everyone to Piney Plays the Beorning, and we are heading out to Beorning to finish out the last of Book 4, which means running right by the Chamber of Miserable and heading up this way to a section that we had skipped earlier. Into Eastern Durin's Way. And here's is Jazagun. This is the hub that gives you several quests that eventually lead you to fight against the Warmaw.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
We decided to skip those this time. I believe I did those with the Runekeeper. Now, up here, this is the Grand Stair. This is just to have a look at it, because you're not going to get very far going up the Grand Stair, because as you can see it'll be a bit of a jump to get across, and I suspect more likely than not I am not going to make said jump. I don't know if it is possible to make the jump and how far you can get. I heard someone was trying to get as far up on the Grand Stair as possible. I don't know what possible is. Oh, and I also found Floyd and Dewitt here. So that gives me two places I found Floyd and Dewitt, and unfortunately those are the only two locations I'm really familiar with. Maybe sometime I will run and find the others. Right now, I'm more interested in exploring them than doing the deed, which means that when I go out searching for them, I'll go and worry about searching for them, rather than just tagging down a deed because somebody told me. Alright. Now let's go out and let's find Beorning. Unfortunately, I don't have mounted combat, so I cannot fight off of my goat here. Hamstrung. Let us take care of him that way. Alright. Now, let's head back out to Beorning. Beorning would be out this way into the peaceful path. Oh, here we go. Hello, Beorning. How are you recovering?
I have had enough of adventure, my friend. Would that I never come here.
Friend Pineclaw, I thank you for rescuing me. This is not the adventure I had in mind when I arrived in Holeen. When the creature of the pool took me from before the doors of Durin, I thought I was doomed. But the creature must had in mind to save some of the prey for later, and so I was left within the watery treasury in the depths of Moria, as was Oin so many years ago. He found Sigelbert Pineclaw. Who knows how long he wielded it to fend off the monstrous creature in the depths, and yet, in the end, even with the mithril axe itself, he could not escape. That would have been my fate as well, if you had not found your way into the watery depths and driven away the beast. I desire adventures no more. No songs or tales for me. I have had enough.
Tell Bori not to wield Zigilberg. I fear the axe may be cursed.
You have rescued me from the drowned treasury, but I am still afraid. I fear that the recovery of Zigilberg will prove ill for the dwarves. There is something about the axe that fills me with dread, and I worry it will awaken unwholesome greed in my people. Already Bori has risked much in his desire for the weapon. Please, return to the Chamber of Leadership and tell Bori of my concerns. His words as we left the flooded chambers when I had been trapped by the Watcher filled me with worry. Ah, so he thinks there is something wrong with that. And that starts book 5. Ooh, and we have... Now let's go back here. And there's a door back here. This gives us a little time to go outside. Now we later on use this door in a later quest, but I think this would be a nice time to head out here. And now look at this. This is what I wanted to see. This is Durin's Bane. The remains of the terrible creature make this an impressive sight. Yeah, this is the place for me to roar. A roar echoes in the crisp air of the mountains, a warning to any who oppose your people. But anyway, this thing has... Oh. I have discovered the remains of Durin's... Oh, that was I had thought that what I had here was that dwarf, but it turned out that it was that drake instead. Oh my goodness gracious! What is going on here? Oh, no wonder this is a Siggy. Wow. Does this come after you when you go and look at Durin's Bane, or is it just a random spawn that's in that area? I don't know. Ooh, wee. That was close. It would have been very impressive if I got defeated while doing my yell. This is what you'd get for daring. Actually, that might have been for doing the yell. Something came in order to answer my call. Alright, well. That was an impressive enough yell. I guess he had talked to Bottomoth at Orc Watch. Among the red horn loads. Alright. And so now we get back here, and I'm going to head back to the 21st Hall. We're back here at the chamber, and let's speak with Bori.
Broin worries for nothing. Ziggleback is a fine weapon, and will serve us well.
Yes! What tidings do you bring for my friend? He's worried? He has been through much hardship, but he must realize the glory that awaits us. We are so near the casting of the orcs out of Moria that I can taste it. We cannot stop now that we have the means to victory. Do you not know what the story of Azog? I will not recount it for you now, for it is grim. But know that Mazog, spawn of his spawn, is surely hewn from the same block as he, terrible and merciless. More of our secrets have been returned, and they believe that they have found the location of Mazog's fortress. It is a place called Zabagathal in Nub Melek. One such scout, Glumar, is located near Zabagathal. Travel to Nub Melek and speak with him. Alright. Going to go way back into Zabagathal. How's that for a mouthful? And we are going to do that as not immediately. That will be going to be done next time, because this time what I want to do is head over to the Red Horn Loads.
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
Yes, we will drive forth the orcs from our kingdom. But what I want to do right now is to head into... Where is this thing? Oh, Orc Watch. Duh. We are heading back over to the Orc Watch, where we are going to turn in this little quest from our cousin. We are back here in Orc Watch, and let's see what our cousin has to say. Hello there, Vothmuth.
I know you have done as I asked, and I thank you.
Yes, the dwarves may claim these ancient halls, and they are welcome to them. I have no love for these dim passages. It is the cold, crisp air of the mountains that I miss. One day, after the orcs are gone, and after the dwarves are gone, we will return to the home we left so long ago, and run along the slopes of the mountain, and there find joy. That day is not yet here, my cousin, but one day it will arrive, and we will make our bold ancestors proud. And, unlike the rest of the class quests, that's actually the end there. Because the rest of them have 3 phases instead of just 2 phases, and then after the 3rd phase, you actually have a final phase where you have a group quest in there. I guess because it was a new class, they decided not to add another group item there. Alright. So that is our class quest complete. I had forgotten that it got completed at that point. So it is time for us to head back to the 21st hall. I guess so. Let's go. Remember this guy? We saw him earlier, and we decided that we were going to hold off on talking to him. I think it's time to talk to him now and speak with the majesty of the stone trees.
We have seen naught of Durin's bane. Be wary if you journey into Moria.
Hello there, fellow traveler. Are you making your way to the eastern gate as well? I long to walk in the sun again, for the dark of Moria has grown polluted with evil over the years of our absence. Well, I decided to go outside for a moment near the peaceful path so I could get some nice fresh air and scream a nice roar over at Durin's Bane. You heard Durin's Bane is gone. Yes, right. I saw the carcass of Durin's Bane. Yes, I came here to make a pilgrimage to the halls of my father, and I am about to embark upon the last leg of my journey. Join me, friend. But first, you must meditate on the majesty of the stone trees, for the 2nd hall is a legendary landmark. Alright, so let us see. Let's first go to the north. And here's a good vantage point for looking at the stone trees. How's that for an impressive sight? Through the stone branches you see great tall dwarves carved into the stone. Yep. Well, I see the bottom half of some tall dwarves. There's a tree limb in the way. So let us go to the other side and see what we see on the south, other than a stone circle. Alright, let's have a look here. A hint of unpleasant odor distracts you from the southern view. So we still see some stone dwarves, but there is something unwholesome in the smell down there. Alright, let's look east from a lower level. So let's head down. Get a nice closer look at things. And here we go. How about this? No, that's not a good vantage point yet. Ah, here we go. Oh. Why is that a good vantage point, but this is not? Alright. I personally thought that that was a better vantage point than this, but who am I? This view is magnificent, but, like the rest of Moria, the 2nd hall swarms with enemies. I know. Big, huge shock. Alright, let's head back up and have a little chat with Zvanar. Up. Oh boy. Gotta go up 2 levels to talk to him. Why? I don't know. I guess so we could be nice and close to those enemies that we are going to be fighting. Up. I think I came up the opposite way than I went down, but I don't think it makes much of a difference in this place. So here we go.
Dwarves must fight for dwarves.
I'm glad you had a chance to meditate upon the beauty of the view before leaving Moria. But surely you noticed something amiss, right? Yeah?
Stand and speak with me. The fate of Khazad-dûm hangs in the balance.
Did you encounter any dangers upon the stair? I ask because I was nearly killed by a spear flung from me from above. I suspect goblins are the culprit, but they are too cowardly to show themselves. If you can climb up again, I have no doubt that you will find scheming, mischievous goblins waiting with pointy sticks at the ready, and I for one will not miss them if you wish to cleave a few of their skulls. Yeah, I could bash in a couple of skulls. So I need to defeat some enemies in Kadar Saram. Right. Which means going back up. Finding this Kadar Sada. We will head up this way. And up this way. Making sure that we find the right direction. I have a feeling this is one of those areas where it's very tough to go the wrong way because everything eventually leads to the proper direction. And we run into a marauder. That's what we run into. Wipe him down. And we want to make sure we stop him before he finishes that heal. And that does not count as an enemy at the top because we haven't reached the top yet. And here we are. And there are some goblins there, which we'll deal with in the next episode of Pineleaf Plays The Beorning.